Hello everyone, welcome back. This is I Say Cosm. Today we're continuing Stygian, Reign of the Old Ones. Now I believe we're going to... Hello? We're going to the antiquities store. But first we might stop off at the key maker and give him some keys. Or actually, we're exhausted. Let's see if we can rest. Oh, this guy wants to talk to me. Of course. Oh, 46. Alright, whatever. Maybe we can find that heirloom the guy was talking about. It's in here somewhere. Ah! Take that. And we sleep. Occult research. We will research Danforth's compass. Medical research. Let's get him to do that, and then we will research raw opium. Rest. Though you're not exactly acquainted with your immediate surroundings here in this desolate urban setting, you don't feel like a stranger either. Is this Arkham? Perhaps a forgotten corner of which you've never seen? Amidst the simmering stillness, there stands a forlorn figure, barely present, but inescapably real. He seemed to be walking towards a certain house along the street before stopping to look at you. This place, alien, yet almost familiar. His aloofness is in contrast with his contemplative eyes, under which you glimpse a sea of wonder. Isn't that the heart of the matter, to be somewhere foreign, to escape? If I must form a conjecture, a strong desire must have conduced to the peculiar circumstances of our meeting. Looks at you attentively with unblinking eyes. You're a wanderer, like me perhaps. The timbre of his voice consists of sublime overtones. Why would you be here if you weren't? What is it that brought us together? It seems our paths have crossed in this vast realm lying beneath the prosiness of the conscious world. As for your question, I am just another lost passenger, so don't expect all the answers from me. Broodingly, but the real question revolves around you, doesn't it? Perhaps you've been compelled to seek a memory which isn't yours at all. His eyes darken. You emanate a tragic aura, source of which is most dire. And what do you seek? A brief pause, and his definitive answer cuts right through this tension of Stygian abstractness. Inspiration. Know this, wanderer. There will be a price to pay when you have no option but to cling to vision's brim, with unutterable horrors in order to procure your only means of subsistence, however maddening they may be. That sounds poetic. Are you an artist, perhaps? I won't grant an answer that easily. Knowledge of someone is a powerful thing, and this premise applies even in dreams. But I'll offer you a chance since you've intruded my fantasy. I'll tell you of my journeys. and you will tell me who I am. In a frigid but lyrical tone, refraining from the pageantry of the mundane, a boy shall wander into the path of prophecy. Nebulous is the truth of all things future and past, dwelling beyond the serpent's lair for none but him to see. Only the forbidden he shall thereafter seek, lurking in the labyrinth so forgotten and forlorn, plagued by those upon whom he shall touch, hailed by the oblivion which they will have forborne. Carried away to his fantasy on wings ethereal, a toilsome quest he shall embark upon so sedulously. Resplendent in his dreams, however, is not to remain. Thus the search for the silver key must begin duly. Exalted he will be in the deathless continuum, wild and free, resigning from the world to embrace all that was and will ever be. Answer me then, wanderer, who am I? Let's examine him closely and deduce certain facts about him. Cast an eye upon him in scrutinizing fashion before finally mumbling out the findings of your deduction. Mostly to yourself. Hands have seen no hard labour, rather tenuous, not veiny. You notice a faint smile that has appeared on his visage. Obtuseness on the tips of his fingers. Typewriter? His smile widens, almost turning into a smirk. It's probable that you're an author. He claps gently in admiration. Well, well, you've been keeping your keen eyes busy, I reckon. Apparel indicates nobility, the abrasion marks, however. He arches his eyebrows in suspense. Perhaps worn for a long time, with no means to replace them. He seems to concede your surmise, which hints that your financial situation could be worse than what you'd like to show for. He nods solemnly and puts on a thin smile. You may not have solved my riddle, but instead you did better. You solved me, or a discernible part of me at least. You seem to be endowed with the proper traits to guide you in the dreamlands. My name is Randolph Carter, diverts his gaze to the dulcet skies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must cover a long way to eternity. Randolph Carter? I guess I met your wife. She's looking all over for you. Hey! No! Wait! Hey, we learned a laudanum shot. Gained 1 sanity after some rest. Made progress in the occult research of Danforth's compass. Discovered the power of Danforth's compass. You visited strange places in your dream. And looks like our boy is... the outsider is recovering. Done. Good. Alright. Let's see. Danforth's compass. Power. Increased world map speed. Malediction unknown. Let us hold off on equipping that yet. We could probably sell some stuff to get more SIGs. But onwards! We've got a couple of people to visit. Oh, hi. You see a tipsy, talkative looking blonde man leaning against the bar. His reddish eyes roam the room as if looking for someone. Sorry to bother you, sir, but may I ask a question? Go on. I see you've arrived at Marino's fine establishment, and I was curious whether you happened to see a rusty looking fellow hanging around outside. No, I didn't. You didn't? Good. I must have been imagining his primitive gaze upon my back. Let me introduce myself. I am Stanley Fredkin. I used to be a lecturer in the literature department of Miskatonic, before committing wholly to my true intellectual passion, the study of folklore. But we can talk more about me later. In the meantime, may I buy you a drink, sir? Sure. Turns to Marino. Some whiskey for this fine gentleman here, and not the usual rock gut you serve. Real whiskey, if you please. Here you go, sir. Stanley raises his glass and takes a big sip of Marino's questionable whiskey. Continue. Now, what were we talking about? Why are you looking for the rustic man? I am afraid he is the one who's looking for me. I've had some minor problems with my current employer. Nothing I can't resolve, of course, but I suspect he may have sent that illiterate to find me. Who is this employer? He is a foreign investor who is interested in my advice. I see. Miskatonic. No, I meant the river. Don't people learn about major water bodies in school these days? Heh, forgive me. Sometimes the sarcastic Stanley takes hold. Yes, I used to work at Miskatonic University. It is no boast to say I was a mighty fine instructor during my time at the university. What a sad day it must have been when the students learned I had chosen the path of the wandering folklorist. What have you been studying lately? Oh, I see that I've aroused your interest. I have been known to have that effect on people. Being an intellectual inspiration and all. To get to your question, I've been in Vermont, recording the legends of the winged ones of the hills. A very profound topic indeed. From Pennacook myths to the legends of Governor Wentworth's colonial grants, you will find mention of these winged beasts from the skies. Whispers of these creatures may be found even in the folklore of the distant Himalayas. There must be a reason for these beliefs to be so widespread, right? And what do you suspect is the reason? There are things I am willing to share for the benefit of the public good, and there are the things that I am not. I am fascinated by the mysteries of the unseen world. Pray continue. We'd better leave this topic behind, sir. By the way, have I told you about my latest book on Kingsport folklore? No. It was very well received in academic circles, and among more common readers too. You must at least have heard about it, right? I don't read that much. You don't? That must be true, else you would have heard of it. Now, what were we talking about? You study folktales. New England folklore, to be specific. I am sure you've heard of my book, Kingsport Folktales. It was very well received in academic circles, and we've heard this before. No, I haven't. You haven't? Perhaps you are not quite as erudite as I first believed. He seems disappointed. Otherwise, you certainly would have known about the book of such cultural significance. Is there anything you're not good at? Other than the vulgar athletic disciplines? No, I don't believe so. I have always maintained that with a healthy brain, you can achieve anything. Remember these words, sir. Invest in your brain. I'll keep that in mind. That was a joke. You didn't laugh at my joke. So soon? Alright. Leave, sir. Your choice. He quickly tosses the remaining whiskey down. You're no different, of course. Sorry? Can't you recognize a person of natural quality? Do I have to tell you that out of all these people, all these clueless illiterates, I, Stanley Fredkin, have possibly discovered an escape from this hellhole. I was chosen. What are you talking about? He suddenly comes to his senses. Nothing. Nothing at all. Damn this vile whiskey of yours, Marino. I better take my leave. Alright. Well, he's just floating on out. Hey, I remember you. You find Sonia showing Marino a picture and asking in a distressed voice whether he's seen a man named Randolph Carter. Investigation. The dashing but otherwise thin-lipped and pale gentleman in the picture is definitely the man you saw in your dream. Sorry for eavesdropping, miss, but I believe I've seen the man you're looking for. Oh, it may well have been mere imagination, but I did indeed meet your husband. You have? Oh, please do tell. The words are cut off by an impertinent Marino. A signora of high standards such as yourself shouldn't pay attention to a man who can barely pay for my services. Mr. Know-It-All here. Probably wants to squeeze you, that's all. Shall we go somewhere a little less distracting, miss? Ignoring you, Marino interrupts yet again. Well, sorry, Signora. Allow me to serve you our finest liquor. His face is very familiar, actually. Let me look at the picture again. Filling her glass, Marino throws you a mean gaze. Sonia is looking straight at you as if her life depends on what you're about to tell her. So did you really see my Randolph? I saw him in a dream of mine. She looks perplexed but intrigued. Then if I'm to believe you, sir, you must provide some details about him. Hang on. I didn't get any of that information. Surprise! Well, yes, very accurate. He used to wear that for special occasions, just as he did to the journalist convention where we met. So strange. Were you acquainted with him before? I wasn't, but the abstract realism of the vision almost seemed to suggest otherwise. Anxiously. So what was he doing? Or where was he going? Did he tell you anything else apart from his name? He said something about covering a long way to eternity. Shudders, and her eyes become teary. Just like he wrote in his last letter. Oh, he's here. He must be alive then. How did he communicate with you? And why you instead of me, I wonder? Some practitioners of the art are known to seep into others' psyches. She seems to be drowned in a sea of memories for a few short moments as she looks deep into the vagueness. Finally, a single tear of happiness glides down her cheek. I'm Sonia H. Green Carter. Thank you for sharing this with me, Mr. My name is Cosm. Nice meeting you as well, Sonia. Can you help me find him then? There must be a reason for Randolph to meet you. If I follow you, would you be kind enough to take me to that house? Of course, Sonia. I'll be glad if I can be of any assistance. Taken by surprise. Oh, thank you. But I don't mean to derail you from your obligations, whatever they may be. Are you sure I won't be a drawback? Not at all, Sonia. That's very courteous of you. There's very little kindness left in this world. Smile. Shall we? Antiquities is right here. Who are you? A rustic-looking man, or rustic-looking fellow, approaches you with a note in his hand. He puts a small folded paper into your hand. What is this? He wanders away without a word. The blood and soul of this withered wretch is an insult to the old ones. Just finish him and leave his corpse to rot. Damn. I guess we gotta watch out for these guys too. Oof. Oh, you have something to say. The outsider speaks as the rustic-looking man leaves. Was he a servant carrying the word of his lord? Last time I saw his master, he looked to be in considerable trouble. Let's talk about your knowledge of the occult. I have always been drawn to the forbidden arts, and with no mentor to guide me, I took to reading the numberless black tomes and grimoires of my castle library. For decades have I reveled in their cryptic wisdom. I too hunger to unravel the mysteries of the occult. As of now, I am merely a disciple. Knowledge of the dark arts and the power it brings often lead to ruin. Creature shrugs. Perhaps later. Let's go. Was that the guy we were trying to find? Oh, he's alive! Cornelius lies bleeding on the cold, besmirched ground as waves of agony convulse his body. Riddled despiciously? He perhaps would have already given up his last breath, but for your timely arrival. Gagging on his own blood, he can hardly talk. You've come, thank the good Lord. But my time is up, I'm afraid. Listen to me. The watch is of no use to me anymore. I've lived for, and I'm about to die for my convictions. Come to think of it, I don't regret it. I was tired of living like a rat anyway. Coughs up blood. You can keep the watch, but promise me this. You're going to use it for something you believe in. Very well, Cornelius. I'll do what I can. That's good too. With his dying breath, he struggles to utter his last words. But his broken body has had enough. With a quiver that lasts but a moment, he finally dies. Bearing witness to the brutal stabbing of Cornelius has planted in you a concrete idea about the consequences that may await those who get marked by Arkham's new ruling elite. Oh, it's the same guy. Are you done with the key? Here it is. You broke it? Are you trying to mock me? What did you do to it? It wasn't intentional. It was an accident, I swear. He seems utterly dejected. Please leave. I'll have to adjust my notes on the pattern. Leave me alone. No. Yes, are you looking for something in particular? I intend to consummate the dying wish of a person who fell victim to the cultists. Out of all the possible things that could be wished for in this world or the next, did this person specifically entreat you to pester me during my studies? You're rather becoming a nuisance to me. Your enduring nature never fails to draw me to your humble shop, Isidore. I'm up to my elbows redacting this atrocious translation of Sefer Raziel Hamalak. So, could you just state your business and leave me be? Very well. I want to trade this watch for a special artifact of yours. Isidore scrutinizes the watch for a few moments. It's evident that the hapless victim's heirloom has captured his attention. It's handmade, 24-karat gold-plated, and is of near impeccable craftsmanship. There is an inscription, V. Riccoletti, leading me to conclude that it's Italian. Could be 100 years old. It's still ticking away gracefully. I can see that this person had exquisite tastes. I may have just the item to commemorate his memory. Sifts through the objects in the glass case, then through the cabinets, and as he's about to give up, he spots it. Ah! There it is. St. Vincent's waxen hands, upon which countless Catholic prayers have been made in honor of his humility and compassion. Unfortunately, his bones were plundered during the riots of 1815. Anyway, St. Vincent was the patron of charitable deeds, and it seems rather meaningful to trade it for the deceased's pocket watch. And if you're lying to me, know that there will be no shortage of space in Gehinnom. Sounds like we made a deal. He gives you the hands while putting Cornelius's pocket watch inside the glass case. It was nice doing business with you. Now, if you will allow me, I have a long and complicated text to decipher. Thanks, Isidore. I think I'll end it there for today. This has been I Say Cosm. Stay tuned for more Cosmic Horror video games. Thanks for watching.